Okay, family, tonight we're going to deal with how to make good ginger tea that will cut mucus. As Dr. Sabi said, there's only one disease, and that's mucus. And the times that we're in with the 5G agitating the cells to remove the mucus from the body, we have to make sure that our bodies is clean from the colon, so you don't have mucus back up into the lungs. Because in Chinese medicine, the lungs and the large intestines are on the same meridian. So is the heart and small intestines. It's on the same track. So you may hear of people dying while they're sitting on the toilet, moving their bowels, or they're straining and it's too much stress on the body's system, and they literally have a heart attack because their body is straining and they don't have the vital force. So tonight we're going to cover the good way that I know to make ginger tea with onion, lemon, and more important, we're going to talk about the importance of how to clean the colon without going to get a colonic or dealing with an enema. We can flush it out. But before we begin, let's invoke our ascended masters. I am in me, I am in you, the listening audience. I am in the sea of life. I call in the name of love, ascended masters, in the forces of nature. I call upon Yeshua. I call on Mother Mary. I call on Black Madonna, Heteru, Orset. I call upon Harriet Tubman, Mary McLeod Bethune. We ask for the presence of Archangel Michael, Angel of Protection, Archangel Gabriel, Angel of Strength, Archangel Raphael, Angel of Healing, Archangel Zadkiel, Uriel, Chamiel. I also ask the presence of Ascended Masters, Simeon Toko, the latest Christ born in the Congo, that brought forth an army of bulletproof, muscle-bound black angels who chased the Belgians out of the Congo. This is actual history. We invite you to be on the show. I'd like to invite Nikolai Tesla. I'd like to invite Saint Germain, Master Himalaya, Sanat Kumara, Seraphis Bey, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey. I'd like to invite Chief Geronimo, Chief Osceola, Nat Turner, John Brown, Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse, Chief Seattle. I'd like to invite Elegba, Oshun, Ologun, Yemaya, Oya, Ochosi, Shango, Ogun, Obatala. I'd like to acknowledge Buddha, Krishna. I want to acknowledge Ganesh. I would like to call upon for us tonight, for them to be here and guide us in preparation of this tea. Wilhelm Reich, Townsend Brown, I think I might have said Nikolai Tesla. I also want to invite all our ancestors who are serving the rhythm and the heartbeat of love divine, love supreme. Ashe, Aho, Wado, so it is. Okay, here we go. Here I have a magnetic induction heater. I find that this thing actually heats up faster than a stovetop gas oven or a gas stop burner, and it's faster than a microwave. But it's using magnetic induction, and I'm only using a stainless steel pot, so still have the top on it. You turn it on, 1400, bring it up to 1800, because we're going to cover the importance of how to make some good ginger tea. Gotta have the ginger, lemon, and onion. And what we're going to start right now is rolling the lemon, and then we're going to wash the ginger, wash the lemon, and prepare a good batch of tea. The other things I like to add is cinnamon, allspice, cloves, and a little bit of cayenne pepper. Okay, so I'm going to roll the lemons. And the sweetener I like to use is either beet sugar, honey, or maple syrup, because this is a drink that you'll not only enjoy, but it'll be highly beneficial. Now the ginger is notorious for cutting through mucus. And also I want to acknowledge the presence of Shroom Master Dr. Sabi, Shroom Master George Washington Carver, and I want to thank his spirit for showing us the importance of removing mucus. Because according to Dr. Sabi, there's only one disease, and that's mucus. Okay? And he's also a Brother Sag, November 25th. Okay? So I'm just rolling the lemons just to get loosen up all the little sacs inside the lemon. And then I'm just going to rinse it off right here in the kitchen sink while the water's heating up. Now I also have this is prune juice. I got a very interesting story to tell you about the prune juice. I met Muhammad Ali's nutritionist years ago when I was in my formative years. And Imhotep Dave, at that time, was just known by his government name, Dave Jones. Since then, he's written a book about the presence of ancient Egypt in the Bahamas, speaking specifically of the island of Bimini, where many have said that it's the Atlantean underwater. You can see the Atlantean roadways, and you have Sphinx, pyramids, and everything that Edgar Casey was saying, that ancient Egypt had an outer city called Kemet, because they knew that the priests knew that the law of one priest knew that the continent was going to sink, so they set up an outer city called Kemet, according to Edgar Casey. Now they're finding evidence with the Sphinx, pyramids, not only in Bimini, but they're also finding it between Cuba and the Florida Keys, 1 mile underwater. And the present powers that be don't want you to know that that was Atlantis. Because according to the book, Hermeneutic Interpretations of the Social Status of the Adamic Race, written by Fabre d'Olivier in the year 1760, translated into English in 1910, Atlantis was a super civilization, and it was essentially a black race of individuals who identified with their I am, Nuk Pu Nuk. This is before pre-dynastic Egypt, and they used crystal technology to rule and stay young for thousands of years. They used crystal technology for weapons. They used crystal technology for healing, and they used crystal magnetic energy, and they had all kinds of miraculous technology, all due to the embracing of our divinity. At that time, the golden years of Atlantis, there was no religion. Everybody knew that there was an individual representation of God. So it was Nuk Pu Nuk. Now, you find remnants of this Atlantean civilization right in Montauk Point. There was a book written, and I saw this at Phil Valentine's lecture, where they showed the pyramids were literally on Montauk, Long Island, before the Army Corps of Engineers broke them down. And the language was called Micmac. And the language of Micmac was a dialect of what we would call the ancient Egyptian language, which is actually Atlantean language. So in the Hall of Records that's underneath the Sphinx, according to Edgar Casey, one day when humanity is ready, you'll see these secrets, these profound insights about Atlantis. And the book Fabre d'Olivier wrote was translated in 1910. You can look it up, and that's what he said. And The Atlanteans called themselves masters of the universe. At meant master, Lant meant universe. Okay, so let's get back to ginger. I sliced the ginger up rather thin, and then I'm going to put it inside this pot that's heating up. Now for you at home, I'm doing this video demonstration, but for sanitary reasons, it's always good to pull your hair back or put a hat on. But right now, it's just too hot. But it's starting to heat up in this kitchen, so I'm going to get me a hair tie. And I don't think I have a hat, but I'm going to drink this tea, and I ain't going to share it with nobody right now. So let me grab a hair tie real quick. Be right back. Okay, here I am. I'm going to pull my hair back so we can slice up the lemon and slice up the onion. And rinse off my hands. Again. And I like to, if you can see, I like to fine slice the lemon. Almost to the thickness of potato chips. And the reason for this is so that we can get to all the flavor, all the wonderful essence of the lemon. So I'm going to slice it up. And lemon is acidic, but once it's inside the body, the chemistry changes and it becomes alkaline. So we create alkalinity, we're creating mucus, cutting ginger, and cutting germs. We're going to use onion. I like using red onion. Okay, so I pull off the outer skin. Of the onion. And let's get busy. Okay. And it doesn't take long. But you can feel a world of a difference. Because this combination, if you catch a cold, and I want to thank the first person who showed me this recipe. This wasn't my recipe. This was a beautiful sister, Allie, who, a Trinidadian sister, who made this a recipe for me one time when I wasn't feeling good years ago. And the next day, family, the next day after drinking the tea, that night and the following day, I had, I would say, 80% relief. So it doesn't take long to work. The onions help kill the germs. The ginger cuts through the mucus, and the lemon creates the alkalinity. So the finer you slice it, the better. And onions is really a superfood. So it's highly beneficial. I mean, I wouldn't say eat a raw onion every day, but there's an old farmer's remedy, old school southern style remedy of when somebody gets sick, what you do, or to prevent somebody from getting sick. Prevention, they say an ounce of prevention equals a pound of cure. So you cut an onion, say if you know in the neighborhood people are getting sick from colds and flu, what you do is cut an onion and put it like in the corners of the bed or the living room. And according to the old remedy, that would absorb the airborne toxins and you'll be impervious to catching a cold or flu. So I like slicing up my onions, my lemons, and my ginger on a paper plate on a chopping block. So the thinner, the better. And as I said, I'm heating up the water with a magnetic induction stovetop. Again, using magnets to agitate the water molecules. Okay? Now, while this is being boiled, I'm going to talk about the other crucial element that's needed, and that's a cleaning of the colon. Now, we're out of watermelon season because watermelon can be used to clean the colon. And this is also what Dr. Sebi said. But it's something that we all used to love to have when the weather is warm. And being that it's out of season, we're going to use some prune juice. I'm going to tell you what happened to me the first time I had prune juice and drank it. And Lord, I had like a massive cleansing. And that's good. So, as you can see here, I'm going to make about 2 gallons of tea. So I would say use 1 whole ginger per gallon, 2 lemons for that gallon, and 2 onions. So you can have 2 ginger, 2 lemons, and 2 red onions, and you're going to make a nice strong batch of tea. So when people, you can share with the tea at your home, or you can drink it as preventative maintenance, or if anybody you know coming down with the flu, you can start them on this tea and they will accelerate the healing quickly. Now, this is going to work, but I want to talk about something that's really, I haven't heard this being spoken of. Why is it in the news we don't hear any holistic remedies? The only thing we're hearing is Bill Gates talking about vaccines. How come no one's speaking of holistic remedies? There's something wrong with that picture. There's a doctor, and I'm going to put his link, who invented email. He was from India. He invented email, and he said sunshine and vitamin C is crucial to keeping your immune system at optimum strength. All right, let's get to the prune juice, because the colon. Now, this is just what I just bought at the local vegetable market earlier today. I'm starting to sweat in this kitchen. What I'm noticing is I saw the pictures and videos of people in the hospital, the ER, laying around, and everybody had a swollen stomach. Like you can see they're overweight. And family, I want you to do your own investigation to see whoever's sick. Ask them, when was the last time you moved your bowels? Now, I asked the person that said that they're sick, and I asked them, when is the last time you moved your bowels? And they said, oh, I did a little bit yesterday. Well, that's not enough. We got to move our bowels the equal number of times that we eat. Most of us like to eat 2 or 3 times a day, and some of us just like to have a meal once a day. But the same number of times that you eat should be the same number of times that you move your bowels. And a good friend of mine came down with cancer, colon cancer. So I asked her, when was the last time you moved your bowels? You know what she said? Last week. And she wasn't fasting. It's just that she eats every day, but she only moves her bowels maybe once every week or every 2 weeks. That is indicative of danger. So what's David Jones, Muhammad Ali's nutritionist, back in the early 80s told me, you put prune juice to clean the colon, get a quart of prune juice, and then put it in the refrigerator for a few hours so that it's cold but not frozen, just chilled, and then around 6 or 7 o'clock at night, drink the whole quart of prune juice and then stay home. When I did this, what happens with the prune juice being chilled, it's not going to be absorbed until it gets to the colon, because nothing when it's cold, it's not going to be absorbed or digested. So the cooler it is, the deeper into the bowels of your colon it will go. So when I did this myself, and I was in my 20s, it felt like there was an exorcism going on in my colon. I felt like grinding and pushing and moving, and I had a passionate affair with the toilet starting around 4 o'clock in the morning. But when I finished, I felt great. So what I'm wondering, this is what I was pondering, and I'm no doctor, but just using a little bit of common sense, are people constipated as a norm, and then you have this 5G radiation permeating the cells, agitating the cells, and the mucus from the agitation of the cells going to a clogged up colon. And when the colon is clogged up, the intestines is clogged up, the mucus backs up into the lungs. So I believe that we need to start asking critical questions to anyone who's sick. How often do you go to the bathroom? Oh, I go every day. How often? Well, once a day. Oh, how many times a day do you eat? Oh, I like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If they have that equation, that means there's a problem. There's compacted fecal matter in the colon, and that's the danger during this 5G radiation, because everywhere there isn't 5G cell phone towers, you don't hear about coronavirus. There's also a book to get that you can read up on. Every time since early 1900s they had electricity in the atmosphere, there was incident of global flu. And the book is called The Electric Rainbow. I forgot what the author's name is, but you can look it up on YouTube. And he speaks of how the 5G is literally what's causing these flu-like symptoms. And it's almost the same symptoms as radiation poisoning. All right? So, next, going over what I'm going to add to the, after it boils, I'm going to add cinnamon, allspice, cloves, and cayenne pepper. Cinnamon, allspice, cloves, and a little bit of cayenne pepper. I personally like using beet sugar. That's actually sugar from beets. It gives a really nice flavor to tea. Also, family, this is what I heard. My intuition, my I am, my spirit said, and I'm going to share this. Stock up on honey. Because the 5G is not only killing birds, but it's also killing bumblebees. So if you don't have any bumblebees, you're not going to have any honey. Unless you have that fake honey from the local supermarket that's actually corn syrup. So I purchased from Amazon this heavy 8-pound organic honey, and it's thick. Get yourself stocked up on honey, because honey might become as more valuable than gold in the near future. The other option is using for the tea maple syrup, if you want any sweetener at all. And that's basically it. Oh, and those of you who made your pyramid water, add a cup into the pot. Add a cup of pyramid water so you have deeper absorption of the ingredients into the cells. Because the pyramid water allows the cells to be hydrated and also absorb nutrients more efficient than the thick, ordinary tap water. I think that's it, family. So my tea is cooking. I'm going to, after bringing it to a boil, I'm going to shut the flame, not flame, I'm going to shut the electric off and add cinnamon and beet sugar along with cloves, allspice, and cayenne pepper. And I just wanted to share that with you. When you get a chance, remember the colon. Get the beet juice, the prune juice. Once again, prune juice to clean the colon. Also to protect your home or your bedroom from any radiation. Get snake plants, spider plants. Look up online what plants block cell phone radiation. And you'll be surprised that cactus, various types of cactus, absorbs and blocks cell phone radiation. Thank you. Have a beautiful night. Good luck with the cooking. Until next time.